Hello and welcome to, let me just close this, and there we go. Oh, now we need to move it to here. There we go. Hello and welcome to Promenade Française. This is French Ninja. We are starting all over again from the very beginning, and today we're going to have an interesting experience because I want to show you exactly what I do. Gordon, stop it. I'm going to show you exactly what I do when I want to create some audio file, and how is it that I can put together some concepts in order to have some resources to help me learn French. So specifically, we're going to create the sentences, then we are going to create an audio file, then we are going to edit the audio file, and then listen and repeat. Great. Okay, so now what are the sentences that we are going to be creating? In order to get some sentences, we're going to go into, I just wanted to give you a little bit of a heads up. So this is where we're headed. This is where we ended the last series in our review, is by talking about the bicycle wheel. And here you go. If you want a challenge, you can begin by creating sentences based on the content below. So I had a couple of lessons last week with a French tutor, and what we did was we just copied and pasted these sentences. So you can see this is, we give advice, Jessica, she needs advice. That one is sentence number 4, you see here. So all I did was I would just like copy the sentence. All right, so if I was you, probably what I would do is I would just make a copy of this document, make your own copy, and then you can edit it. So I just copied that sentence. I'll just show you examples. So if we choose the next sentence, I copied the sentence and then I paste it in the first box. It replaces all the boxes. I also pasted it down here so we can see it. All right, so with my tutor, we had to decide who goes first. Let's say that I go first. If I'm going first, then I would say qu'est-ce que, and then in this it says you formal. So you formal is vous. Send, so it's envoyer. Qu'est-ce que vous envoyez? What is it which you sent, or which you are sending? Qu'est-ce que vous envoyez? And then the tutor replied by saying je, because of course they are replying as if they are the vous. In this case, they said je envoie, and then the noun. So what's the noun? The noun is letter, so it is la lettre. And then, of course, it's my turn again. I said à qui, and who, vous, la. Why la? Because look, la is la lettre. À qui vous la envoyez? Or you can replace la with the actual noun. À qui vous envoyez la lettre? Then we go down. So the tutor responded by saying, je envoie la lettre à, and who's the person? Sébastien. Or you can say, je la, meaning la lettre, envoie à Sébastien. So the difference is, one, you use the noun, and the other one, you use the pronoun. All right, and then I would continue the conversation. I said, pourquoi? This is like the worst word for me in French. Pourquoi. I still can't say it. Pourquoi vous, la, meaning la lettre, and then what's this? The indirect object pronoun. So I've already learned this. And in this case, it's going to be him or her. Him or her as an indirect object pronoun is lui, and the verb. Pourquoi vous la lui envoyez? Remember that vous is going to be connected with envoyer. Or you can not put the la, but you can put the whole noun. In that case, pourquoi vous lui envoyez la lettre? And then finally, here's all these different answers. Now, in this case, it says he doesn't have the internet. So it's down here. Il n'a pas internet. 13, remember, it's like bien, un. So here, it's 13 is un, like a teenager. Bien, un. And 4 is a met, bet, let. So it's internet, internet. Il n'a pas internet. But the whole sentence is subject pronoun. Vous. No. So the actually it's the tutor who's replying. So they say je, la, lui, envoie, because, parce que, il n'a pas internet. And then there's 4 different ways to answer that. So look, I'm making progress. I practiced it like 2 hours last week. I'm going to practice it for another hour tomorrow. We're getting better. It's a whole conversation. It's really interesting to just kind of drill these patterns in my head. But that's not why we met today, actually. So let's jump back into the lesson. So we're on this one here. We're trying to, it's the same idea, right? So we have all of these sentences. I want to be able to say, je suis très mignon. Je suis très mignonne. Tu es très mignon. Tu es très mignonne. Il est très mignon. Elle est très mignonne. Vous êtes très mignon. Vous êtes très mignon. So these are like, it's about creating drills. And then plural. Vous êtes très mignon. Vous êtes très mignonne. Nous sommes très mignons. Nous sommes très mignonnes. Ils sont très mignons. Ils sont très mignons. Okay, so that's the whole thing. That's the whole section. Now, how many of these do we have? We have 1 here. Then we got 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So we have 12 adjectives. And by going through this drill, we're going to learn the adjective in male, female, plural, and singular. And then we're also going to learn the conjugation. But the thing is, like, if I'm a beginner, like, how do I start? Like, where do I start? How do I do this? I don't have the pronunciation. And then, of course, I've been telling you all along, listen, we got these pronunciation buckets. Remember, your homework is to go in here and here's all of the words. Here's the singular adjectives in masculine and feminine. The feminine is in the brackets. And then over here, we have it fully typed out. So what I would do is I would just I need the text, you see? Because I want to use something called 11 Labs. This is going to actually create an audio file for me. And I can use that audio file in order to learn French. So it's going to create, I can choose the French speaker, and then I can tell them what to say. And the AI voices are very, very realistic. And I asked my tutor, and anyone I talk to that speaks French, they're like, yeah, that sounds like a real person. So great, we got a real person. We want to use ChatGPT in order to help us to build those sentences. So how do we do it? What we're going to do is we're just going to take all of these. So here's all of our words. And we want to have 4 sentences. Okay, so the typing, it might be difficult for you to listen to this part. So turn your volume down if there's too loud typing. So what are we going to do? Sentences. Create sentences based on the singular and plural with masculine and feminine forms of adjectives for the French verb être. Here are the adjectives in the four forms. So there we go. So I pasted that in there. Now, what are we going to do? So then the next step is how do I say this? Je, tu, il, elle, vous. We only really need one vous. So there's what? Okay, one. Let's see. How can I do this more quickly? Okay, here. For each adjective, create how many sentences? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Create 8 sentences with the subject pronouns as follows, unless there isn't a masculine or feminine form for that subject pronoun. For example, il doesn't have a feminine form, and elle doesn't have a masculine form. Okay, so I just pasted it all in there. Now I need these sentences for 11 labs, so I need you to type out each sentence one line at a time. All right, let's see what it does. I think that should work. Je suis beau, je suis très beau. Tu es beau, tu es très beau. Il est beau, il est très beau. Elle est beau, elle est très beau, très belle. Vous êtes beau, vous êtes très beau. Okay. So that's not exactly what I want. I want je suis beau. Okay, I'm going to make some edits to your list because I always want the word très in the sentence. For example, all right, je suis très beau. Je suis très belle. Tu es très beau. Tu es très belle. Il est très beau. Elle est très belle. Vous êtes très beau. There should be also vous êtes très belle. Vous êtes très belle. Now, okay, so this is the issue, is that in this case, we're going to have vous êtes très beau, but we also have a plural form of vous êtes très beau. So there's a singular and a plural for vous êtes très beau. There's also a singular and plural for vous êtes très belle. So what do we got? So the first one is je suis très beau. Yes. Je suis très belle. Yes. Now, there's no plural for those words. And then we have tu es très beau and tu es très belle. There's no plural for those. Il est très beau and elle est très belle. So we don't have we only have masculine for il. We only have feminine for elle. So this is where we make the change from singular to plural when we come to vous. Now, once we get to nous, we no longer have singular. So we have nous sommes très beaux, and we should have nous sommes très belles, and then we have ils sont très beaux, only masculine, only plural, and then we have elles sont très belles. Can you also do the same for the other adjectives which I provided for you? All right, let's see what we got. Je suis très belle. Tu es très belle. Il est très beau. Elle est très beau. Vous êtes très beau. Vous êtes très beau. Vous êtes très belle. Vous êtes très belle. Nous sommes très beaux. Nous sommes très belles. Ils sont très beaux. Elles sont très belles. Now for petit. Je suis très petit. Je suis très petite. That's good. Tu es très... See, this is wrong, actually, because it's like je suis très belle. It doesn't have... They forgot the je suis très beau. And then we have tu es très belle. We don't have tu es très beau. But suddenly with small, we have it. So it's like I am masculine, I am feminine. You are masculine, you are feminine. He is masculine, she is feminine. You are masculine singular, you are feminine singular. You are masculine. You are masculine singular, you are masculine plural. You are feminine singular, you are feminine plural. And we are masculine plural, we are masculine feminine. No, we are feminine plural. They plural are masculine plural. They feminine plural are feminine plural. Okay, that's perfect. That's great. I will continue the pattern. No, it's good. So you did it perfectly for petit, but I don't need the numbers because I'm going to use 11 labs to make the audio, and I don't want it to read numbers or have bullet points. All right, let's see what we got here. There, okay, perfect. So we got gentil, we got mignon. Yeah, keep going. Do you have the full list of 12 adjectives? And also, you don't need to print any other text, just the complete set of adjectives in the conjugated form as you've done. But for all of the text, I want to copy and paste the full response. to 11 labs. All right, let's see what we can get from here. Okay, there we go. Je suis très beau, je suis très belle. Tu es très beau. It fixed that problem. That's perfect. And then next is petit. Then we have gentil. We have mignon. We have joli. We have drôle. We have sympa. We have grand. Intelligent. Amusant. Content. Content. And sérieuse. Okay, we have a problem. Oh, maybe this is okay. Sérieuse. Feel free to copy. All right, now, perfect. So now what we're going to do is we're just going to copy this. And we're going to go over to 11 labs. Now, in 11 labs, I've already selected. So if you go to voices, you can click like library. And in the library, you can sort by language. You can go to French. And then like accent or category, gender, age. So you can do all of those things. Now for me, I already have a couple of voices in here. So let's go to text to speech. And let's pick, so you can see we have a female, let's click this.
Découvrez l'envoûtement d'une voix engageante qui captive.
Je t'attendais. Si vous avez besoin d'une voix grave.
Le tout nouveau Toyota 2025. Un héritage de puissance, de performance et d'aventure.
All right,
Découvrez l'envoûtement d'une voix engageante qui captive, rassure et inspire. Bienvenue dans un univers où chaque mot fait la différence.
All right, so I'm just going to use this female voice, and I'm just going to paste that in there. Now, you can see I'm using 3,667 letters, and I have 5,000 letters available. The quota, so I'm within my quota. I'm also within this. There could be some problems, but, let's just see what happens. So we're going to click Generate Speech.
Je suis très beau, je suis très belle. Tu es très beau, tu es très belle. Il est très beau, elle est très belle. Vous êtes très beau, vous êtes très beau. Vous êtes très belle, vous êtes très belle. Nous sommes très beaux, nous sommes très belles. Ils sont très beaux, elles sont très belles. Je suis très petit, je suis très petite. Tu es très petit, tu es très petite. Il est très petit, elle est très petite. Vous êtes très petit, vous êtes très petit. Vous êtes très petite, vous êtes très petite. Nous sommes très petits, nous sommes très petites. Ils sont très petits, elles sont très petites. Je suis très gentil, je suis très gentille. Tu es très gentil, tu es très gentil. Il est très gentil, elle est très gentille. Vous êtes très gentil, vous êtes très gentil. Vous êtes très gentil, vous êtes très gentil. Nous sommes très gentils, nous sommes très gentils. Ils sont...
Okay, so from what I'm seeing is it's already finished generating the file. Professional female voice. Okay, it's finished. And let's just click to the end.
Très sérieuse. Il est très sérieux. Elle est très sérieuse. Vous êtes très sérieux. Vous êtes très sérieux. Vous êtes très sérieuse. Vous êtes très sérieuse. Nous sommes très sérieux.
Perfect.
Nous sommes très sérieuses. Ils sont très sérieux.
All right, good. So we're just going to download that file. Now, what's next? See, like, obviously, if you were listening, you noticed that, like, there's no breaks between these sentences. So I would recommend that you just do that manually. So what you're going to do is you're going to go to, if you have a Mac, you're going to go to GarageBand. And if you don't have a Mac, you're going to have to find some kind of, like, editor. So you just double click on GarageBand, and it's going to open up to something that looks like this. So we're going to choose, like, an empty project. Mic or line, so I'm just going to create this one. I need to make the window smaller so it fits within what you can see on my screen. There we go. Now I usually close the library. I don't really need the library. I also don't need the equalizer. Okay, so where is my file? I downloaded the file. It's a MP3. I'm going to just throw it in here. And you can see there's like a little break in between each of those. So let's turn off the metronome. And probably, I don't know, maybe I'll just make it a little bit bigger. All right, so
Je suis très beau.
that's the metronome. How do I turn off the metronome?
Je suis très belle. Tu es très beau. Tu es très belle. Il est très beau. Elle est très belle. Vous êtes très beau. Vous êtes très beau.
Okay, here it is. Okay, good. So the thing is that this is going to be like, it could be a challenge for you if this is your first time doing this. But basically, you're just going to put the little cursor here, you see, because it's like,
Je suis très beau.
je suis très beau.
Je suis très belle.
Je suis très, très belle. So what you're going to do is you're going to push Command T, and then you're going to move it to the 2. All right?
Je suis très beau.
Je suis très beau.
Je suis très belle.
Je suis très belle. So you push Command T, and then you move it to the 3.
Tu es très beau.
Tu es très beau.
Tu es très belle.
Tu es très belle. There you go. So let's just, obviously I'm not going to do the whole file right now. So like if you're
Je suis
if you're editing it yourself, then that means that you are like, you're going to be hearing it, you're going to be like working with the content. So this is, even doing this process is going to help you to learn the sentences. But then once you finish, then look at this.
Je suis très beau.
Je suis très beau.
Je suis très belle.
Je suis très belle.
Tu es très beau.
Tu es très beau.
Tu es très belle.
Tu es très belle.
Il est très beau.
Il est très beau. Okay, so there you go. Now, once you finish that, you're going to have a file that you can use, which has all of the pronunciation in it. And then, I mean, if you need to read while you are listening, then look, we also have all the sentences all ready to go. So now you have an audio file that you can use as you study and practice, and you also have all of the text. Now, I just want to keep all that text. I don't want to lose it. So let's put that text into our file here. I'm not really sure what we're going to do with it yet, but that is good for today. So here's our longest episode of Promenade Française. Basically, what we did was we helped you to understand the conjugations. We taught you 12 different, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 different adjectives. We showed you how to use ChatGPT in order to get all of the sentences. And then we showed you how to make an audio file with 11 labs. We showed you how to edit it so that you can actually use it as a drill for your drills. And then the last step is that if you want to print this, then you can also write each sentence out. And by writing it and by repeating it and by reading it, you're definitely going to learn these French sentences. So that was fun. Thank you for tuning in to Promenade Française, and we'll see you next time.